Now, we have all been told that when a penny is thrown from the top of the Empire State Building, it will be going so fast by the time it hits the ground, it could injure, even unalive someone. Well, a couple of months ago, I saw a post on Instagram that said this whole thing was a lie. Adults told me this. I believed it. Apparently a penny weighs like 2 grams. Because it tumbles when it falls, has a top speed of about 25 miles an hour. It wouldn't feel good, but it's slower than you could throw it. But that wasn't the interesting part. The post went on to say that if a pin were thrown from the Empire State Building, because of the shape and the weight and physics, it could turn point down and hit speeds of 200 miles an hour, which could actually do serious damage, injury to someone. That's the part I want to test because I don't think anybody's done that before. And we'll finish by shooting one of these 2 heads with a pin, so stick around for that. Now, in researching this video, apparently a lot of people have tested this penny thing, and I just haven't seen it, but I want to do my own research, so I made my own little wind tunnel with my leaf blower. I can only slow it down to 35 miles an hour, but I can confirm that a penny falls slower than 35 miles an hour, still slower than what I can throw. Nothing. Step 2. Can a pin turn point down? Now, the term pin is very broad. Pins come in a lot of different shapes and sizes, so I got my hands on as many as I could find, and instead of just throwing them off of a skyscraper, which seemed like a bad idea, I got this little drop-in thing for the drone that I got off Amazon. So we take the pins up about 400 feet, drop them, and hopefully we can find at least one that'll stick 50% of the time. After dozens and dozens and dozens of drops, I can report that some pins do in fact turn point down.
This one's almost perfectly straight up.
Specifically this type of pin where it has the removable cap, and if you put it on the back, this is all sort of empty. Can you even see what I'm pointing at? This is all empty volume over here, and I think it moves the center of gravity forward enough that allows it to hit the ground point down, and it will do this 60% of the time. So this is the style we're going to go with, specifically this pin, which is the heaviest one I have. Step 3, how fast will a pin fall? Now the myth says 200. My wind tunnel will only do 180, but as long as a pin falls faster than that, I think we're well within the margin of error. That's a confirm. Originally, my plan was to use the drone to drop the pin straight on the head here. Just a little throwback to you early subscribers. But I realized my landing pattern had about a 100-foot radius. It was completely unpredictable. So I'm going to calibrate this air cannon to that speed so I've got the ability to aim. Otherwise, this will take days. All right, pin speed test, take 1. By the way, this little copper piece here on the end is 1 foot. So that's an established distance. We'll count the frames and get our speed. Okay, well, my sabot came out before the pin. That's not good. If my math's correct, that's 32 miles an hour. The sabot that came out before the pin was doing 243 miles an hour. My solution, as I put a little piece of tape on the back, so I'm hoping that this is gonna push, then once it hits the air, it'll do that. 2, 1. That's a lot faster than it was last time. 170 miles an hour. I think that's enough for us to test the myth. I need to thank YouTuber Tyler Bell. He specializes in air cannons, and he showed me all the stuff that I needed. He helped me figure all that out to make this work. He has a wildly underappreciated channel. His stuff is amazing, so please go check him out. Give him a subscription and tell him I said hi. Got another awesome head from Ballistics Dummy Lab. Kind of only got 1 shot at this, so here goes nothing. Human head versus pin, 60 PSI. Holy smokes, it's so clean. Somewhere in here is a pin. There's demonetization. Oh, I mean, there's no other damage, none. Hey, Future Chris here. This slow motion was filmed in 3,586 frames per second. That 5.5-inch long pin only took 8 frames to go completely into the skull. That means it was only doing 140 miles an hour. I don't know about you guys, but that makes this a lot scarier to me. We are way below the mythical 200 miles an hour, yet it still went into the skull this easily. Do with that what you will, I just wanted to point that out. That's the top? That is the top of it. Hang on, we're gonna get this out. Yeah. was kind of expecting there to be some damage on this, but I mean, I think this would still write. I mean, there's 0 crack bones. It just punched a hole and went straight down to the spine. So I guess throw pennies with abandon. Pins, leave them in your pockets. Please keep sharing the videos, talking about them, commenting. I'm kind of in the mood to try another land speed record. If you got any ideas for something, some particular record, leave them in the comments below, because it's like, that was kind of addicting. On to the next one. Don't forget to